We're talking about the cost of healing. As a result, each year we have new technologies that are coming out. Doctors are coming up with new ways and new medications and new ways of diagnosing and bringing about, the so-called cure or fix for diseases. But as all these expenditures are being spent on new technology and new medications, what has been the result? Unfortunately, each year we see that disease is still rising, my friends. Heart disease kills over 633,000 every year. Cancer kills over 595,000 each year. And those two diseases alone kills 1.2 million persons every single year, irrespective of all the expenditures that are being spent in the healthcare industry. We're talking about the cost of healing. And I want you to notice, as you look at these top 10 causes of death in America, the majority of them are at the dinner table. In other words, there is something that the Americans and the rest of the world can actually control for the most part. But yet, these numbers are increasing each and every year. Dr. Dean Ornish says about 75% of the $2.8 trillion in annual healthcare costs in the United States is from chronic diseases that can often be reversed or prevented altogether by a healthy lifestyle. If we put money and effort into helping people make better food and exercise choices, we can improve our health and reduce the costs of healthcare. Again, we're talking about the cost of healing. The cost of healing. I wonder why they're not doing it. It goes on. There's a restaurant that started off in Arizona and is now in Vegas. Has anyone heard of it? It's called Heart Attack Grill. Literally. I want you to notice it says if you're over 350 pounds, you eat for free. Now this man, he said, you know what? At first I tried to sell health. He had all these exercise and gym chains all around the U.S. And he says people are not buying health, so therefore I'm going to reverse it. I'm going to sell disease. And now he's a multi-millionaire functioning out of one location, Heart Attack Grill. Now, I want you to notice, he says, send your hate mail here, etc., etc. But let's see what's on the menu. If you want to die fast, you can get a single bypass burger. And if you really, really want to die, you can get a double bypass burger. If you really, really, really want to die, you can get a triple bypass burger. And if you really, 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 really want to die, you can get a quadruple bypass burger. And it comes with some flatliner fries, deep fried in pure lard. You could also get some butterfat shake, world's highest butterfat content. And notice their slogan, what does it say? Taste worth dying for. And people are literally buying disease and death. Notice what it says here. It says the vegan-based Heart Attack Grill makes no bones about the danger it's offering posed to customers. The restaurant's name warns diners that what to expect if they eat what's on the menu. And the grill's 10,000 calorie quadruple bypass burger conveys a similarly ominous message. Now, the establishment's owner has taken his campaign to prove his food, what's his word, saints? Lethality to the next level, by displaying a dead customer's cremated remain on live television. Now, he had a spokesperson that was over 350 pounds. What does that mean? He eats for free at the restaurant. Unfortunately, while he was biting into that quadruple bypass burger at Heart Attack Grill, he literally had a heart attack at Heart Attack Grill and died, my friends. And John Basso says, here is his cremated remains. I want you to know that this is serious business. In fact, notice what it says. It says, on Thursday, John Basso, heart attack grill, well-spoken founder, appeared on Bloomberg and the Loop with Better to discuss the restaurant's deadly fear. Now listen to what he says. He says, I'm probably the only restaurateur in the world who is unapologetically telling you that my food is bad for you, it will kill you, and also you should stay away from it. Now, do you think people are doing that? They're flocking to the restaurants. And he's making more and more money. And by the way, there has been 2 other deaths at Heart Attack Grill by a heart attack while people are eating those bypass burgers. So there's been 3 deaths at Heart Attack Grill. It goes on. He then revealed a clear plastic bag filled with a powder-like substance. He says, I'm here with the cremated remains of someone who died at my restaurant. He died of a what, saints? A heart attack at my restaurant. He says, I'm putting the bag clearly on the table. And then he says, I wish that Burger King, McDonald's, and everyone else would do the same thing. He says, I'm unapologetically telling you. But yet, people are flocking to the restaurants, my friends, and dying each year. Notice what Wendell Berry says. He's an essayist and writer. He says, people are fed by the food industry, which pays no attention to health, and are treated by the health industry, which pays no attention to food. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? They pay no attention to food. We have to help people to realize that they are in a vicious cycle.